Dude, Luke, the printer's still busted, man. What the fuck?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 120 of the Topless Robot podcast. My name is Ryan.
I'm Tyler.
I'm sexy.
I'm Dan.
I'm me.
And we have the whole crew for the first time in 2021. Tyler, fresh back from his COVID infection.
It really sucked. Don't do it. Be safe, everyone. Even though
Was there an episode last week?
There was an episode last week, yes.
I spaced it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't we have episodes every time we're together?
If I wasn't there, there wasn't an episode.
Is it really an episode of No One Listened?
Yeah. People just don't tune in live. Like people watch it when we post it and listen to it when it goes on the podcast feeds, but no one tunes in live anymore since I decided that we were going to focus on Twitch exclusively. So maybe that was a bad call.
Well, not if we actually do other Twitch streams. It's just, we need
to get to the point where we're actually doing regular Twitch streams aside from just the podcast. So Tyler, how are you feeling? How long did it last for you as far as like feeling the effects and?
Well, I'm coming up on 2 weeks tomorrow. And I was really feeling horrible probably until this past Wednesday. This past Wednesday was the first day that I was like, okay, I'm feeling decent enough to like. I joined in on our Wednesday night hangout thing, but literally Monday that first week, I probably like the worst part was I was just exhausted all the fucking time. I slept like on Tuesday the 29th is when I woke up feeling the worst, and I woke up at like 9 a.m. Texted my boss, was like, I'm not coming in, I'm not working. And he's like, no, it's cool. Because by then I had found out that I had it. I went back to sleep and I woke up at 6 p.m.
Oof.
Ooh.
And then I went back to sleep at 10 and woke up the next day at like 2 p.m. So I slept for almost 48 hours.
God damn, dude.
Holy shit.
It was not fun. Not fun at all.
Generally better than being awake when you're sick. So whatever. If I could just sleep until I was well again, I would.
I mean, that's basically why things like NyQuil exist, right? Like they may have a couple of things that sort of help with symptoms, but the biggest thing that it does to help with symptoms is knock your ass out.
It certainly works better than a comically large mallet.
Yes.
It's very true.
So you're clearly still coughing and still kind of getting over some of the effects. Do you feel like, can you taste again, or is that sticking with you?
I can taste better now. My sense of smell is still a little not super there. It's there, but it's like everything's kind of muted smelling, and as a result, so is my taste is still not like sharp, if that makes sense.
So I should, the only way to get it back is to exercise it. So what you're telling me is that I should text Kalis and tell him to just drop off farts at your door on like whenever he has to fart, to bring it to your door. And we'll know you're all better when all of a sudden you go, ah!
Or every time he smokes, he just has to blow it under the crack of your door into your room.
You could get some spray paint and put it in a brown bag and just practice that for a little while. If you get lightheaded, it's working.
All right. That's what I'll do. To get over COVID, I shall start huffing paint.
Make sure it's that nice metallic silver.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Have you tried hot sauce recently?
Have I tried hot sauce recently? Yes, I actually had like I said, like my taste is probably like 70% packaged. I think it's more just that like I think my nose is still kind of like I can't really smell things very well, so like my taste is kind of muted. But
you had said in the group chat that you ordered a like a sushi burrito and basically just tasted wet rice.
Yep.
Ew.
It was not fun. And I also ordered Indian food and it tasted like salt. And I was like, what is this garbage? And then I was like, no, I can't be. I can't have lost. Maybe my nose is stuffed or something. So then the next day I got the sushi burrito. I'm like, nope, okay, I can't taste fucking anything. It's fucking weird. So then I've only had salad this week until today because I could finally fucking taste. So I got actual food. Oh, and I've also been stuck in my goddamn room isolation. So I had to literally live on fucking DoorDash and Uber Eats because I don't want to get my roommates sick. So basically, I've just been ordering food for every fucking meal, which is expensive as shit. And then like Kalis is just dropping my food off next to my door.
He has like a 10-foot pole with a little claw grabber on the end of it. He just like shoves it down the hallway.
He suits up when delivering like the fucking government agents in ET.
I'm surprised that Stefan and Kalis didn't get a fucking hazmat suits. No one else got it though. I'll say that. It's
wild that nobody who was around you caught it. Not even your fucking roommates.
I was worried about us because I was a little careless when you came over and dropped off presents. Like I just wasn't thinking. I was like, whatever. Like I'm sure you're fine. I licked your forehead and everything, and
Kaylin, it was tongue directly on butthole for sure.
That's how much we missed each other. We just tackled each other and just went straight for the butthole.
Yeah, I was gonna come over, and then Ryan's like, "I saw Tyler. Don't come over."
Brooks, you're
flamethrower burning the shrubs.
I'm hearing I'm hearing more bass than anything out of you right now, Brooks. Your mids and your highs are scooped.
So I guess I'll just have to talk lower then, huh?
Yes.
Can you like plug every time like us?
So anyways, I was talking to my account.
Oh, that's much better.
That's like old-timey radio.
Give it up for our boys in blue.
Great jazz.
Well, let's go on 7 years ago.
So, needless to say, we are all very happy that Tyler is not dead.
Me too.
Well, that remains to be seen.
I was not consulted on this opinion.
Well, he's not allowed to die until, like, one of us has to kill him. Those are the rules.
What if I died like right there? Like we're really happy that Tyler didn't die and I just killed him.
We're gonna get so many views.
Right.
Thank you for doing it on camera. You're doing us all a favor.
Yes.
You know me. Commit to the bit.
So I know we usually focus on, kind of nerdy things and entertainment and pop culture and shit like that. But it is impossible to not talk about the attempted coup of the United States on Wednesday.
That was fun.
Who could you?
It is unmistakably an attempted coup. French intelligence agents are reporting to the French government that, from what they saw, this was an intentional attempted coup by the Trump administration, because specifically the French and U.S. Soldiers and security train alongside each other for the same sorts of things. So this guy who did an anonymous interview with Business Insider was basically the French equivalent of Capitol Security, where he works in Paris and it's his job. He works around a lot of government buildings and he's effectively Capitol Security, the French equivalent. And they train alongside U.S. Capitol security forces because so they have the same training. And he watched what happened and said, first off, in order to describe how similar the jobs are and that training, he said someone from there could come here and do my job day one, and I could go and do their job day one. Like, that's how in sync our training is. So
That makes sense.
he said that from what he saw of what happened on Wednesday, there were several failings and like things that just part of the plan that just wasn't adhered to, period. That was just outright ignored. And there is evidence that, I mean, we've seen the footage of the police stepping aside and opening the barriers and things like that. There's full proof of the Pentagon refusing to provide National Guard support, and that was by Trump's order. So this was not just some protests that got violent. This was an actual, factual, organized coup.
By
I failed
Antifa.
ones, but
A failed coup, but yeah.
And by Antifa, of course.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
As everyone said, yeah. Obviously.
Because
No matter
people
what
like
happens.
QAnon shaman are Antifa.
I'm still going to laugh forever about the man who tased himself in the balls until he died.
I hate to rain on your parade.
Did it not happen?
He tased himself, yes. On the balls, no. That came
die?
from a joke Twitter account. He tased
He
himself,
definitely died.
and that's what
Okay.
caused his heart attack, and he died.
Okay. Well, still, that he died is the funnier thing to me than that he tased himself in the
The
balls.
funnier...
Yeah, you need to get your facts straight. He had no balls.
True. You're right. You are correct.
The funnier,
Yes, it's true.
and I
This
hate
man
to make
has no
light.
dick.
I hate to make light of any death. I truly
know.
believe that these are misguided people who are, if
Dickless.
they had any better role models than Trump, then they would be completely different people. And so
I feel very little sympathy for these people, to be honest.
sure. But again,
I struggle to call them people.
there are very few people whose deaths I will rejoice. And specifically when it comes to these people who were, in their eyes, following their orders for their God King, as like they were manipulated and misguided by a branch of the government that doesn't give a shit about them. And so I feel pity on them. If someone like Rudy Giuliani died, I would rejoice because he is someone who is actively stoking these flames and is a foundational part of this sort of rhetoric.
What did he call for? A battle royale?
No, trial by combat.
Trial by combat.
combat.
Yeah.
When Trump dies, I will celebrate. Because again, it's someone who is a pillar, a fixture of this movement. But the people who are getting sucked into this grift, who are falling for the grift, I feel pity for. So when they die because of these pieces of shit driving them to think that they've been, betrayed and with all this, the rhetoric that they spew, I am only mad at the despots. I am not mad at the
dipshits.
people who fall for it. Yeah, the dipshits. They're idiots.
No.
They're idiots.
Despots and dipshits.
I'll still party when dipshits die for that reason.
Make no
Absolutely.
mistake. Make no mistake. They're idiots, but they're
really nice
they're
way to put it.
victims of the of people like Trump. They're victims of QAnon and shit like that.
They were fucking making shitty decisions a long time before Trump came around. These people didn't magically turn into whatever terrible word I can think of.
In some cases, they actually are people who just turned into this type of person. In some cases, they're people
it's
who
hard to
voted
not-
Democrat their entire lives and then voted Trump and got so sucked into the conspiracy theories.
Then I look at it like natural selection. Like, fuck these people. These people, if this is how their lives and their mentality progressed, whether it's from Trump or whatnot, like, it was going to happen. It was bound to happen. And these people, like, I don't think anyone should, die, but they should, like, they deserve to fucking drop off the face of the planet because they, like, it was going to happen anyway. It's their fault.
Manipulation is a two-party thing. You need manipulators, you need people who are willing to be manipulated. So those people were already willing to succumb to that sort of influence.
And if it wasn't Trump, it was going to be something else. It was going to be a video game or 4chan or something like that. Like, these people, like it.
I mean, if you really want to go back and lay some blame, you can lay some blame even further on politics due to continual lack of funding to education systems and things like that to keep these people dumb and manipulatable.
Yep.
I mean, they were bred by Republicans. Like, these people, this isn't an accident. Like, this is the culmination of conservative politics and humanitarian, efforts of Republicans for generations. Like, these are what they asked for.
Yep.
By defunding education and like is all of it.
So all of that was a precursor to, if you're gonna laugh at a real death story, make it the woman who got trampled to death carrying a "Don't Tread on Me" flag. That one is confirmed true. That one is confirmed true.
That's kind of funny. What were you gonna say?
And I think that, like, it's one thing, for example, to be like, a fervent Trump supporter and stuff like that, but it's another thing entirely to decide to like take part in an insurrection against the federal government. You know what I mean? Like, that's not an oops, that was, oops, I was misled. It was like a conscious decision that those people had to make in order to do it. And I believe that they were duped in part by some of these choices that other people have made. But also it's, like, you read some of these stories of like, what am I going to do now? It's like, yeah, all my friends think I'm crazy. And it's like, they had people around them trying to tell them they were wrong. And they decided to ignore the people around them that care about them to do something this stupid. And so they get what they get.
Yep. And
absolutely.
And also, I was just gonna say, a lot of these people come out too after this was over. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. I was caught up in the moment. It's like,
no, that's fucking stupid. You knew exactly what you're doing.
And it's one thing to be that, to have gotten tired of it and swept up in it and be like, oh yeah, I'm sick of politics as usual. Whatever stupid excuse you have for falling for Trump's bullshit. But then when you're at the fucking party and they start erecting a fucking gallows and calling for like Mike Pence's head and like start getting violent, you have that opportunity to nope the fuck out. And when you don't, fuck you. You're culpable.
You elected to stay.
You have drawn your line, but that line has been dictated by the people whose shit you've been swallowing for decades.
Well, then you're a shit swallower and you don't deserve pity.
Yeah, and nobody made you hold the line for them there. You chose to. You still made the decision of your own free will. These people aren't alleviated of their burdens just because they've been manipulated.
No,
they
certainly not.
I followed those orders.
Yeah, and
I will say I agree with Ryan in that I feel pity to people who have, because it's not just they've been like following Trump, right? They've also been conditioned by their family, by the area that they live in, by, in a lot of cases, religion. Like all of these crazy pastors out there that are telling you, that are feeding you all this garbage. And then the Trump's stuff is just feeding off of that and turning it into more of this thing that is just, obviously worse and now illegal and terrifying and violent and horrible. But it's just feeding off this constant life that these people have been conditioned to believe that the left is the enemy. that people who are different are the enemy, that they're not getting their voices heard because they've been conditioned their entire lives to believe this thing. And I feel bad for them because, nature versus nurture thing, they didn't start out this way. And it's hard to get out of those echo chambers, as we all have, we even have our own echo chambers. So it's like, I feel bad for those kind of people in that sense. But 100%, like at the end of the day, you fucking went to the Capitol and you stole a lector.
Yeah.
I stand pretty much where Brooke stands. Like your average Trump supporter out in the world, like I'm not going to have a party if they just drop dead. But any of the people dying during an insurrection on the Capitol, I'm laughing at you, every single one of you. Like, if you took part in that willingly and you died, that's your fault. It is no one.
If it was a foreign army instead of a bunch of fucking Trumpers, like no one would be mourning the loss of life there, if they were trying to violently overthrow it. So why should we mourn these people?
What's the difference?
There's Confederate flags. Yeah, exactly.
Who was it?
People are former military, and I think when you join the military and you're discharged, you take an oath, to not rise up against the federal government. And so
I can't remember who posted it. I think it was someone in our Rock Band group. It may not have been. I can't remember off the top of my head because I've been banned from Facebook I was banned from Facebook for 3 days for calling a Trumpy boy an idiot. But someone said that at the very least, you have identified yourselves as enemy combatants, and while I believe that you should be, you won't be treated as such, you should be treated as such.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, if anything I've gotten great joy out of aside from that, it's of the few people who tried to climb the wall and fell. I watch those videos on repeat. It makes me laugh every time.
They also prove that walls don't work.
Yes, exactly.
I gotta say, even though the dude's a total asset and he's been arrested now, the picture of the guy holding the lectern and making the most ridiculous face I've ever seen.
Right, it deserves comic sound effects,
Yeah,
he's even got kind of one of those old style cartoon sort of lean back and wave sort of thing.
It's so Scooby-Doo. It's so great.
So
you can just
funny.
Did you see his sad ass mugshot though?
Yes.
Yeah.
He regrets what he done.
I've been enjoying a lot of the tweets coming to bite people like Tommy Lahren. If Trump loses, and he won't, the next morning, Trump supporters will go to sleep and be fine. They won't, protest. They'll just go to sleep and be fine.
And
really?
Go back to work.
Is that so?
No, apparently he started an insurrection. What'd you say, Brooks?
So they're sleeping on common sense.
Yeah.
The whole I'm going to rise up against the government, but I'm going to live stream it and not wear a mask to hide my
the amount of lawmakers for different states who live streamed themselves and doxed themselves, and also another wonderful local, because Arizona's got all the crazies. Baked Alaska was there, maskless, after having tested positive for COVID.
It's a myth, though, bro.
Baked Alaska is
it doesn't exist.
He's a conservative YouTube brainworm piece of shit.
And of course, Mr. Shaman Man, who's also from Arizona.
Yep. So I watch a lot of Hassan Piker because he entertains the hell out of me, and he, especially when he just starts flipping out, reacting to right-wing idiots saying right-wing idiot things. He manages to flip out and stay well worded, which I enjoy quite a bit. He convinced me that the real brain disease, in response to Tyler talking about religion being one of those elements that can radicalize people and stuff like that, he convinced me that religion is not the the evil. Conservatism is the brain rotting disease. It's the brain disease.
100% agree with that.
Religion itself is not bad.
Yeah, it's being misappropriated.
Yeah. It gets...
Plenty of people have done a lot of good things in the name of religion.
And it gets... it's that vocal minority thing, right? Like, it's... Evangelicals make up, like, 10% of the voting populace, but it's something that all politicians try to cater to. Like, it's that vocal minority that when conservatives kind of take that lectern, then they use it for other purposes.
Take that lectern is going to have a completely different.
There is not going to be an episode where we have Kalen and he just stays on for the whole fucking episode.
It looked like it was intentional because he made this face into the camera like he was about to do something. And then he just disconnected.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this is happening.
So Twitter has permanently banned Trump. Trump tried to use one of his staff's Twitters, and they changed their name to Donald Trump on Twitter and immediately got banned. And a whole bunch of people, the quartering is off Twitter, but I don't think he got banned. He just saw the way things were going and decided to run for the hills, like the little fucking chicken shit that he is.
On the wall.
Well, some of them.
You had to wait for the paint to dry.
Didn't Parler also get the boot from Amazon's hosting?
Yep.
So
Yes.
this is a several part story in that Apple threatened, Google did delist them. Then the next day, Apple delisted them. Now today, they've lost their hosting.
Good.
So Parler is going to shut down. The CEO has already come out and said, this is a death blow for us.
Good.
Yeah.
People.
It's kind of like just, setting up a bunch of theaters and letting people run in and yell fire without, it's like setting up a chain of theaters where people are allowed to run in and just yell fire at will.
These people are complaining about censorship or whatever, but these are private companies.
Yep.
Twitter, Facebook, Amazon, they're private companies. And these people set the precedent of private businesses not having to interact with customers they don't like the gay wedding cakes.
I was going to say the best tweet I saw is like people who are having difficulty wrapping their head around, a private company deplatforming Donald Trump. Just think of it this way: as Twitter as the Christian bakery and Donald Trump as the gay wedding cake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, it's kind of like the only reason Trump has survived this long on Twitter is because what Trump or Twitter themselves said it around a year ago. Yes, we get that everything he is doing is breaking terms of service, but this is a weird kind of purgatory ground where he is the president of the United States. So that's when they started doing the whole
fact checking and stuff like that. Yeah.
As a kind of a middle ground. And now that he's not the president of the United States anymore, you can't just keep on going on there and
technically, even still, he is a president of the United States and would be afforded the same protections that Twitter has afforded him for the past 4 years. However, because of the extenuating circumstances that are, that is the attempted coup on the United States government, and very clear ties to Trump's rhetoric and their behavior, they have no choice. It wasn't even Twitter's decision. It was Twitter's employees who were rallying for him to be suspended.
'Cause it sucks.
'Cause he's an asshole.
So yeah, that's...
You can't.
Never really posted anything interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The full list of things that he's been banned from. He's been banned from Twitch. He's been banned from YouTube. He's been banned from Spotify. He's been banned from Pinterest. He's been banned from Twitter. He's been banned from Facebook. He's been banned from Instagram. And I think that's all of them.
He's been banned from Samsung fridges.
Yeah, that's what Trump is going to have to do now. Trump is going to have to start an OnlyFans in order to reach his audience.
Is he banned from AOL Instant Messenger?
I was legitimately sad when AOL Instant Messenger shut down. So yeah, it's been a hell of a 2021, guys. We'll see you in 2022.
Say this really quick. Wednesday, when all of this was happening, that was insane.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting at work doing I'm still sick. I still wasn't feeling good. Or was it Tuesday? It was Tuesday, wasn't it?
No, it was Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday? Okay. Yeah, it was Wednesday. And I'm just sitting there what the hell is happening? And just watching all of those images come through. I've not watched CNN other than any really live news in quite a while. And I had CNN on open on Hulu, just watching all of this all day. It felt like
9/11.
Yeah, it felt like 9/11. It felt like one of those.
Actually, one of my coworkers messaged me. I had no idea what was going on. I was just working. And so let's see. At 12:30, my coworker messaged me. He goes, "Jesus, the news." I'm like, huh? He goes, "Trump protesters have stormed the Capitol building, pipe bomb threats, protesters climbing walls and flying flags from the balcony. We are literally one gunshot away from civil war." And I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, what? I just turn shit on so I can, follow and figure out what's going on. But yeah, he even said, he goes, "I have a pit in my stomach that I literally have not felt in 20 years. Last time was when the second tower got hit on 9/11. My gut tells me we are at a pivotal point in our history again."
Was fucking insane. I was actually watching I turned it on briefly because I just wanted to feel the anger at Ted Cruz when he brought up the objection to the vote.
Yeah, right.
I just wanted to feel the anger, so I turned it on briefly, and then literally while I was watching, shit started piling out. I'm like, what is happening?
I will fight to the death for this man who called my wife a dog.
Fucking
Man.
I'm starting to
Boots are part of a balanced breakfast.
I'm starting to not believe that his old website that Ted Cruz is an actual human. Have you seen that website?
No.
It's Ted Cruz is an actual human running for president.com or something. And it's hilarious. Let me see if I can find it. TedCruzForHumanPresident.com is what it is.
TedCruzForHumanPresident.com.
100% human candidate. I have been incubated from birth to be your overlord. American prosperity. Hello, I am Ted Cruz for president. I have over 42 years. I wish to shut down the space program and destroy all telescopes abruptly and without explanation.
That's funny.
As a brief tangent, there's another thing like that I found called the mystery flesh pit.
I have been incubated from birth to be your overlord. Good Lord. So what's this flesh pit?
And on your next Google search, look up Mystery Flesh Pit National Park.
You killed me.
Mysteryfleshpit.tumblr.com. Discover verdant forests, majestic scenery, and cosmic terror. Legendary trout fishing, geotectonic carnal moans. Broken philosophy, backcountry hiking and camping. Spelunker-led descents, campfire programs, abyssal copepods.
That's ridiculous.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking at when I found out on Wednesday what was going down.
Was it really?
Yeah,
That's fucking hilarious.
I was just sitting at work and I was like, okay,
That's
Oh,
pretty
what?
great. Oh, man. So now that we've spent
Well.
half the podcast talking about politics on our non-political podcast, I mean, I say non-political.
no regrets.
Hey, we had to talk about it. That was
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
How
important.
you gonna not talk about
And that
certain-
fucking Dishonored tattoo.
Yeah.
You guys-
You mean the hammer and sickle
Oh my
tattoo
God.
proving that they're Antifa?
Oh yes.
Did you know, apparently, I
If you
learned
look
this
at the
today.
lines into the shape of a hammer and sickle, you'll find that it's a tattoo of a hammer and sickle.
I learned today that some conservatives think Antifa stands for Anti-First Amendment.
Well, clearly,
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
People
wow.
are so fucking stupid.
This machine kills First Amendment rights.
I'm still hung up on the fact that Antifa's not an group. There's not a membership. It's just literally an ideal. Like we're anti-fascists.
Do you hate
Who my
fascists?
membership dues
You're
going
Antifa.
to?
It just makes me laugh whenever every time anyone goes.
Still on time.
Go ahead. What?
Oh, I was commenting on Kaylin's comment.
You're so deep. It's hard to hear. You're like underneath my wavelength.
Yeah. Good Lord.
If Antifa's not real, Tyler, then who is my grandfather so afraid of?
It's
Like,
the
it's-
literal boogeyman under
Yeah.
the fucking bed for
Yeah.
conservatives. It's fucking hilarious.
That's why, when I don't know, I've never seen Trump supporters behave like that before. It's got to be Antifa.
Antifa.
Antifa. Oh.
Antifa.
Well, how about video games, guys?
Yeah. Speaking of Tifa, let's talk about video games.
Nailed that segue.
So I ended up getting a refund on Cyberpunk 2077.
Nice.
Really?
Yep.
On which platform?
PlayStation. Kept it on Stadia because it performs way better, and that's the character that I've sunk the most time into. But I decided to jump into my Street Kid on PS5, and about 5 minutes into playing, it crashed. So I was like, you know what? Fine, fuck it. I'll just wait.
Jesus.
I'll buy it when they actually release a legitimate PS5 version.
I thought it was okay on PS5. That's disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely runs on, as far as consoles are concerned, it runs better on PS5 and Xbox Series X than anything else. That doesn't mean that it runs perfectly. It's still definitely fucks up.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
I put in a buttload of hours into Hades this week.
Such a great game. I still need to continue my Going Rogue series and do some Hades episodes.
I actually played that game like 40 hours while I've been sick because it's only I have Netflix.
I want to get
and
sick
I
and
have
play games.
I literally played it like all day on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then yesterday.
Have you
the
beaten it
game's
yet?
Fucking addicting. I've not like I've gotten through. I've completed runs 3 times now.
Okay, cool.
And
That Hades fight is no joke.
that Hades fight was bullshit. I kept dying on the first one. Like I got to him like every time, and I kept dying, and then like I killed him. I'm like, yes, and I had like this much health, and then he got a second health bar. I'm like, what? And died immediately.
Yep.
Like, this bullshit. bullshit.
This isn't even my final form.
It literally wasn't. But damn, that game is fun. That game is just, it's pretty. The voice acting is brilliant. The story is really fun. Like I'm wanting to continue playing through it because you're still learning more every time you beat it. Like you learn more from your mom and everything, and it's just like, oh, it's so fun, and there's so many things to do. I fucking love it. I get why it was one of the best games of the year. Oh my god, it's good.
And Supergiant,
a lot of roguelikes are learning to use death as a mechanic instead of a punishment. Yeah. It's not just you die and restart the same game. It's you died and now let's give you some different stuff on your next playthrough.
Right. And so what's really cool is Supergiant wrote this system, this dialogue system where every character has dialogue options that they can say anytime you initiate a conversation with them. And depending on what happened on your last run, it'll weight their conversation options that had to do with that previous run higher. So they kind of move to the top of the list of options for that character to say when you initiate a conversation with them. So there's actually a huge book of dialogue that is every option, everything that any character could possibly say. And it's just, you will have to play through the game a lot in order to have heard every single thing that a character has to say to you. And you'll have to play through it a lot in a lot of different ways in order to hear everything that they have to say. Because some things may only trigger if you lost to X boss or Y boss or, something like that.
It's fucking cool.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen a few repeat dialogue options, and most of them have been from Sisyphus.
Yeah.
Like Sisyphus says kind of the same, he has like 5 things that he says, it feels like, but everyone else has said completely different things every time. And it makes me want to try a different weapon like every time. And it's just like, every time I'm like, this weapon, I hate this weapon. And then it's like, oh, hey, you'll get a bonus if you use this weapon. I'm like, fine, I'll try to use this weapon. Holy shit, this is a new way to play it with this weapon. This is sick.
And never mind that, like anytime that you feel like a weapon is shit, like the first time I started playing with the shield, I thought that the shield was garbage. And then it was just that I hadn't chosen the correct options as a build to complement the shield and get the most out of it. Because the one time that I've made it to Hades so far is with the shield. And
it's my favorite weapon.
It just absolutely wrecks house if you get the right buffs on it.
Same with my favorite weapon is the shield, and then second are the fists. The fists are fucking sick.
Yeah.
Once you get the right, again, there's a little bit of luck sometimes to get the right.
Tyler likes to throw hands.
I do like to throw hands.
Tyler likes fisting. And
I just want to point out, Dan, your words echoed through my head. Always be dashing.
Always be dashing.
Get good helped me get good. It proved the concept. Hey. It proved the concept.
Kitty cat.
I beat that game 3 times. Hey.
Alien kitty. Yeah, and we brought it up on last week's podcast. But there is going to be a PlayStation 5 enhanced Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah. The game that will never die, just like Skyrim.
And a re-upped version of San Andreas, I think it was. Yeah.
Bring back Vice City.
I might actually buy the PS5 version when I get a PS5, just because I have never actually never beat Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, neither did I, and it actually led me to install GTA 5 last night and play it on my PS5. And it's honestly, I'm digging the load times.
I don't even remember if the load times are bad. I'm sure they were.
Oh, they're so bad.
the idea of load times in games. I like since I've been playing a lot more PC, just like
The load times just to get to the start screen of Grand Theft Auto is like 5 minutes.
GTA 5 has some of the worst load times I've ever experienced in my fucking life. It's bad.
I would say second only to Red Dead 2.
Never played it, so I wouldn't know.
Red Dead 2 has significantly worse load times than GTA 5.
I imagine they're doing a PS5 enhanced version of that as well.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised at all.
At least just for Red Dead Online or something like that, since it's its own standalone thing now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so, yes.
I wish I could have gotten more into Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it, and it's very pretty, but just kind of lost interest.
It's too much. It feels like too much of a simulation, if that makes sense. It's like, you're on the fucking plantain, or the plantain.
You're on the baby banana.
You know what I mean, though. Like, you're out on the plains, you're a real cowboy wrestler, and I'm like, I kind of want to be a fake one that doesn't have to deal with this shit.
Bring back Undead Nightmare, and I'll play a Red Dead 2 Undead Nightmare for sure.
Yeah, I liked Red Dead 1. That was the perfect amount of like realistic, but it was still a Red Dead fun cowboy shoot 'em up kind of thing.
Yeah. The game that I keep going back to is Sekiro, though.
Played it.
I dive into GTA 5. I dive into whatever Hollow Knight, just for little palate cleansers. After I've exhausted myself on Sekiro,
I might have to check that out.
It's a good one.
It is punishing, but it is fun.
I've been playing Dark Souls 3 because I never played it, and I beat the first two. And yes, also punishing.
Funishing.
It's punishing.
Sounds like my current Hollow Knight experience.
Hollow Knight Hollow Knight is fucking gorgeous. And there's the sequel coming out soon.
When soon?
I swear to God, like I think I had three people message me all within an hour about the Scott Pilgrim remaster that's coming out.
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna get it? Are you gonna get it? Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a fun old beat 'em up. It was a great game.
I don't know if they're doing anything new to it though. It'd be cool if they did.
I don't think they are.
Physical release.
It is getting a physical release, and it's going to have all the DLC, and that's pretty much it.
I could use a physical release. Tell you what.
Want me to talk about the
Excuse me. It's just
keep on. Bring back the table, Dan. Bring it back.
We did just pull a really nice. I found all of my friends at some point in the last couple of months have been like posting pictures about like they're like refinishing like a certain piece of furniture they have. Well, in the shed behind my house, I pulled out like an entryway table, and now it's my turn.
Get it. Sand that puppy.
Yeah, and then after it's done, Dan can describe it to us.
Is refinishing tables the new making sourdough bread of the pandemic?
Sourdough bread was month 1. We're now into month 9 territory. This is when the babies. This is when the babies who were conceived at the beginning of lockdown are about to be born, and we're on to woodworking. Thank you very much.
This is like month 10.
This is month 10, and I've moved on to backyard renovation and bird stuff. So,
ooh, bird stuff.
I was fucking catch up. I was doing bird stuff month 2.
Tell us more about
bird stuff on Pornhub.
Bird stuff.
Bird stuff.
Donald Trump has been banned from Pornhub as well.
Who? What now?
Donald Trump has been banned from Pornhub as well.
They called him Battle Trump. I'm like, what? Why you call him Battle Trump?
As a brief interlude into the first half of this, I can't wait to see if there's like a shitty like the shitty website that try to get people to go to.
You mean like MySpace?
Yeah, no. It's gonna be like it's like
Friendster,
GeoCity site or something like that.
Right? Who in their right mind would host it? Like, I'm sure GoDaddy would balk, Wix, Squarespace,
HostGator. HostGator will host anything.
It's going to be like that, the whole thing with the Daily Stormer all over again, where like, Cloudflare kicked them off of their DNS and was just like, yeah, no, you guys are Nazis. We're not hosting you. Get fucked.
Yep. See you later.
Funny to me with people being like, "Oh, freedom of speech." I'm like, dude, why are you defending Nazis? Like, they're literally peddling Nazi ideology. Like,
and never mind that.
It's illegal in the best of places.
Stop talking about killing people, and you'll stop getting banned from places.
Never mind that. Freedom of speech. Like, Twitter is a platform that is not your right. You don't have a right to Twitter.
Remember that agreement that you scroll through at the very beginning and you don't read? It says in there.
Yeah.
The shit.
And no one has touched his ability to reach a huge... He's the fucking president of the United States. He's got his own press corps.
Yeah, that's not what Twitter was for.
Conservatives have made a living out of going on television and writing New York Times bestsellers about how fucking conservative voices are being silenced. Well, you know what? It's obviously not working if you've got a book deal.
Unlike that one.
Had a book deal. Had a book deal. That fell through.
And then he doesn't understand the concept of a private publisher either, like dropping him. It's like, you can self-publish books, actually.
Yeah.
They're the biggest victims that like to say that everybody else is complaining about being a victim.
Yep.
The one thing that I was thinking about the entire time this was all happening on Wednesday was, where the fuck's the president? He's not even... One, he wasn't even tweeting. He tweeted that one thing an hour in. And then, which was basically, yeah, we won.
Well, the last thing we got out of him was the concession, which Parler is saying it was a deep fake, and they have gotten very
the South Park guys again. God damn it.
In-depth head size analysis and shit like that to prove that it was a deep fake.
But it was still Antifa.
Naturally. Yes.
Clearly.
So Antifa did all of this. Trump actually didn't tell Antifa to go home because it was a deep fake. So Trump is ahead of Antifa.
No, that one. So that one, there's no, they're not saying that was fake, because what he said was, go home, we love you. It wasn't.
Oh, so that's
special.
But
so he loves Antifa.
The concession video,
right,
where he actually conceded and said that there will be a peaceful transfer of power on January 20th, people are saying was a deep fake.
Definitely wasn't a deep fake,
but no one ever questioned his tweets, which is like the easiest, most hackable thing in the world.
Yeah, right.
Especially because his password was like password or something.
No, it was MAGA 2020.
Oh yeah.
Well, the password is 12345.
So fucking dumb.
We're back on politics again.
It's hard to stay away. This has been a weird week.
What can I say? It's been a week.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's been a week. More like a year.
No kidding.
I saw a meme the other day. It's like, it's the Michael Jordan and I took it personally meme. 2021's going to be so much better than 2020, 2021. And I took that personally. One fucking week and it's already feeling worse than
It's almost like it doesn't matter when the new year changes over. If the world was shit on the last day of 2020, it's going to be pretty shitty on the first day of 2021.
Yep.
How dare you say that?
What star signs?
Man, the planets were in alignment, bruh.
It's because
I set up my magic crystals and I absorbed the consciousness of the universe.
I put
it's
them out
still
to
in
meet the
Capricorn. The horoscope is still in Capricorn, guys.
I shoved the crystals up my butt and aimed my butt at the full moon to charge them properly. Like, I did everything I was supposed to.
I flexed the 13 chakras of ineptitude to finally see what the internet had in store for me.
Ryan, we all know that is not the proper way to charge your crystal. You gotta have a JO sesh with your bros.
But we can't have a J. We can't have a JO
I
sesh.
have to charge your crystals. You can't charge
And your crystals are.
Kaylin, I'm gonna need you to charge my crystal.
Why do you really charge my crystals?
I'll never question the judgment of the Craigslist wizard. Come on.
Oh man. So what's we got that new Bowser's Fury and Super Mario 3D World coming to the Switch there in February. The Monster Hunter Rise demo hit the Switch this past week, and it feels pretty good. The being able to ride the monsters, the wyverns, is a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Not much.
I didn't check out the demo, but that's just because I don't have a different controller for my Switch, and I don't want to play Monster Hunter on the default Switch controls.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great time. I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, it looks great and feels good. I played there's like 3 sample missions and 2 tutorial missions that are available in the demo. And I did the tutorial missions. Huh?
What weapon did you use?
The first one I used the axe sword, but then yeah. But the second one I did just sword and shield for mobility's sake. And I think I prefer sword and shield.
I liked Sword and Shield a lot, but man, in World, they nerfed it into the fucking ground. It was a huge bummer.
Having that mobility is a big deal.
Yeah.
Because, man, I just felt slow chunky boy with that fucking axe.
Yeah, but you also hit really fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. But yeah, apparently you can, you get these, I can't remember what they called them, silk bugs or something like that, that allow you can do these certain attacks that will make the wyverns get kind of tripped up. And then you can use these bugs and the wires that they emit to mount them once they get sufficiently like tripped up in the wire. And you can ride them around, you can attack with them, and you build up a meter as you're attacking other wyverns that does a finisher attack. So it's all this while you're like just kind of holding on for dear life. It in no way feels like a controlled situation, like you're riding a horse or anything.
No. This is a insanely powerful creature that you're just barely trying to maneuver.
Yes. So
that's what my favorite thing to do in World was you mount them on you get on their face and you shoot whatever is in your slingshot directly into them, and they just run straight in whatever direction they're pointing. You just run their asses into walls and knock them out.
Oh yeah, so that's a thing that you can do when you're mounted on them. You can release them, and it tells you specifically to do it into a wall, so they'll slam into the wall. And you can actually do that and then land back on top of them and continue riding them and attacking.
Oh damn! Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So Rise definitely shows a lot of potential. I think it'll be really good.
I'm stoked on it.
Aside from that, like I'm struggling to think of any big releases that are on the radar for like a bit, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's that time of year. We just hit the huge Christmas release, you know, you're going to have some downtime before we get a lot of new games coming out, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, April's probably when we're going to see a lot more cool things for sure.
yeah. Who's taking bets on whether we're going to get an in-person E3 by June?
Oh, no way.
I don't
No
think
way.
it's
No.
going to happen.
If they try, I think I wouldn't be surprised if they like are shooting for it, but that would be stupid.
Yeah.
I could see them trying to do like a live stream of like presentations by certain folks, but
I could see.
I mean, you don't actually need people to be there in order for you to release something like a crazy trailer or some shit.
But I'm even willing to bet that we'll just see a repeat of last year, where the only major company that like even takes part is Microsoft, and Sony's just going to do their state of play on their own. Nintendo's going to keep doing their directs as they always do, but they're just going to be fully unaffiliated with E3.
I much prefer that to E3 anyway. I think that's a lot better way of doing it.
Agreed.
Me too.
I love the little direct with at the Mario Universal Studios thing they have in Japan.
Yes, it looks great.
That was adorable.
I cannot wait for us to get a Mario World out here.
Actually, we'll get Mario 2 World, but it'll just be Doki Doki Mario.
No. So the PlayStation Plus games hit for this month, and the PS5 title is Maneater, which I started playing, and it is interesting.
It's not for PS4. It's only PS5.
It's only PS5. It's set up in such a way, the narrative is like it's a Discovery TV show.
I heard it was a cool game.
It's actually pretty fun and very ridiculous. Like, you start out as a bull shark, and while they're teaching you the controls of like dash and tail whip and bite and how to eat your prey and stuff like that, they then kind of just let you loose, and like your goal is to eat 10 people. So you go to the beach and you eat 10 people, and then hunters start coming. So you have to take out the hunters. So you jump on their boats and destroy their boats and eat all the hunters. And eventually you get caught anyway. And you get caught by a dude who's effectively like a TV personality, hunter, shark fisherman. And you're like hanging there, and he's talking to the camera and shit like that. And he stabs his knife into your shark's stomach and kills you, and slides the knife down and pulls a baby out of the stomach, says, "Oh shit," and slices the baby and then tosses it into the water, and you're playing as that baby.
So you're out for revenge.
Oh yeah.
It's Jaws 2, The Revenge.
So like there's an entire section of the menu that's just outlining like hunter profiles. So you're starting out where you're just kind of trying to grow. And your primary enemies are muskies and alligators. And as you get through and grow into a teen to adult to elder and stuff, you can get to these different areas.
Ryan, I have to pause you really quick.
Mm-hmm.
When you said there's a baby, I was thinking like there's a human.
Oh,
baby.
no.
And I'm like, hold on a second. What the fuck is this game?
A baby shark do.
Singing, do not. Oh god.
No. I would not do that to us. I had this ridiculous idea of this little like baby trying to swim, and then you're trying to grow.
But yeah, no, it is a very ridiculous game. You get evolutions and mutations and things like that, and it's actually a lot of fun and very pretty.
All right.
Okay, all right. It sounds like that could be fun.
Yeah,
for sure.
And the narrator is God, what's his name?
David Attenborough.
No, Jerry on Rick and Morty.
Oh, Chris Parnell.
Chris Parnell, thank you. The narrator is Chris Parnell, and he narrates it. He like every once in a while when something happens, he gives you a little shark fact.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a rock fact.
So it's pretty entertaining.
In other nerdy news, WandaVision airs this coming weekend.
Is it this coming weekend? I know that news outlets have gotten to watch the first 3 episodes in screener form.
I'm avoiding
WandaVision
as much as I can because I want to see it. It looks.
I've heard
love
good
magical
things.
realism, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah. I am looking forward to that.
I'm a little bummed it didn't come out this week because I'd be able to watch all of it.
All you have to do is contract coronavirus again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, go out and get it again.
Yeah,
I'm going back to licking doorknobs.
on the way home from the store.
Time to lick doorknobs. Oh, and I finished watching the first season of Raised by Wolves.
I still haven't finished that. I think I've only got 2 episodes left.
It is fucking weird. The ending of that series, the ending of that season is fucking strange. It
I have an
is.
associate.
Unlike the beginning, which is
Yeah,
totally
right.
normal.
It's perfectly normal. I mean, throughout, I would say that is practically a primetime Family Ties-esque kind of TV show.
Exactly. I'm just saying the end is almost weirder than the beginning. Like just how it was.
Sha-na-na-na.
Almost world.
Beautiful.
A show of hands. Who I've never really watched Family Ties. Does anyone else?
I have watched Family Ties. I loved Michael J. Fox when I was a kid.
The old man.
I did too. I was more enamored with Back to the Future and Doc Hollywood, Michael J. Fox.
This is before Back to the Future happened, though.
I know, but I wasn't from before Back to the Future.
Unlike somebody on this podcast.
And that's the end of the podcast, everybody. See you next week.
You're old.
Mm.